What's up, guys? Today on the Daily Dose, we've got a little bit of news about Final Fantasy coming up. There's going to be more news later on in January. We've also got the Steam winter sales when they start and what to look out for this time around. And lastly, we've got another mod coming to you from the makers of Enderal.
Hello. You freeze, and your life doesn't flash before you because you're too fucking scared to think. You just freeze and pull a stupid face.
What's up, kia ora, guys? My name is Enderal. Welcome again to another episode of Daily Dose. We've been hearing about it for a while now. Final Fantasy XIV Online. Will it or will it not get jump potions? There's been a lot of heated discussion about this over the last few weeks or since the announcement of Stormblood. For those of you unaware, Final Fantasy XIV now has such a huge storyline that there is literally just hours upon hours. I would hazard a guess to hundreds of hours of gameplay going into that. But the main story, it does go for a long time. People trying to get into the game or new to the game or returning, trying to get into it and catching up with content, you have a very long slog to get through and get to the current content. Square have been tossing up whether or not they want to throw in jump potions to pop you up to level cap or close to. I think the discussion at the moment has been around getting you to level 50, whereas Heavensward is, 50 to 60 content, so it pops you up to that current content, along with giving you all of the story completion up to that point as well, so you can just pick up from there. Now, some people are saying that, it voids the whole experience of Final Fantasy XIV. It is a very heavy story-based game, but it is nonetheless a massive slog to go from starting out in Final Fantasy XIV to actually getting up to the current content. I know myself as a returning player, I'm currently gearing up towards Stormblood, and it is honestly taken a long time to get up to the current content and start enjoying myself. I am still sort of on my way to getting through and clearing it to be ready. So, whether you like it or not, Yoshida has come out and he has said that it is on the cards that that this may be an option, a paid option, probably looking around the $50-$60 mark, maybe a little bit more. Very similar to World of Warcraft's own level boost system that they now have in place. Personally, I think this is a fantastic thing. I think this is actually what this game needs at this point. It is in dire need of finding a way for new and returning players to be able to come into the game and be able to enjoy it and get in and play some of that new content, straight away, rather than having to wait around trying to level and go through current story or previous story, I should say, to get up to that point where you can finally do what everybody else is doing. As far as I'm concerned, I think this is a great thing. Will it unbalance the game? Probably not. Are some people unhappy about it? Most likely. But I think it's going to be really good for rejuvenating the game, making it a little bit better. So, that's still on the cards. It's been talked about for a very long time. And it looks like we may have an answer very soon as to when or how these things will become available in the near future. Going on from that, Square Enix have also announced a date for their Final Fantasy 30th anniversary. It is going to be on the 31st of January 2017. Book that date in your calendar because you can be assured that you're going to get some news about Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age, the remastered edition, as well as the new Final Fantasy VII game that is coming out. That is when we can expect to hear some new news, and potentially, I don't know, maybe see some more trailers and things. We haven't really seen a lot from that. If Final Fantasy 15 is anything to go by, they're only increasing the amount of exposure that their games have before release. So look out for that in January 31st for a little bit more news on those two titles. Going on from that, Steam Winter Sale. It's here. It's about to begin. Get your wallet ready and a tissue so that you can cry over all that money spent. Winter Sale, 22nd of December. That's right, just a couple of days away. Coincides with the DLC drop for Final Fantasy 15. So I am going to be in a pickle playing 15 and also trying to watch the Steam sales as they go up. I am a big avid fan of the Steam sales. I usually spend every day on there trying to find some good deals and usually walk away with a slightly lighter wallet at the end of it. So if you're interested in that, if you want to use up a bit of that hard-earned cash, the Steam sale starts in just a couple of days. Finally, Enderal from SureAI, the mod that completely remakes Skyrim, overhauls, I should say, the game into a completely new beast. SureAI, these are the guys that bought you Nerum for Oblivion as well. Fantastic game. I can't say enough good things about it, and Enderal is also such a good game. They have just announced that a new expansion for Enderal is in the works, roughly looking at around 20 hours of new gameplay in there. So if you haven't played Enderal yet, now's a good time to get in and get familiar with it. That expansion is coming out next year, sometime in 2017. No firm dates have been set, however, we will have more news on that probably in the new year. If you've played through Enderal, keep an eye open, because this is something that I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. That pretty much wraps it up for today's news. I know it was all very quick, but that's all we've got for today. There'll be more news tomorrow. Kakite, have a great day, all that kind of business. I will see you again soon.